With mock draft season in full swing, we got one specific mock draft making its rounds coming from a former general manager. This mock draft actually has the Arizona Cardinals trading away Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals, where we talk everything Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, reports, rumors, crazy mock drafts like this one. We're going to be diving into all that here leading up into the NFL draft. Go ahead and subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. Alright, but let's go and dive right into it. Let's talk about the most recent mock draft that is making the rounds around the NFL, I guess, national media. Now, when I first saw this mock draft, I saw it actually earlier this week, and I wasn't going to really make a big deal out of it. I wasn't going to make a video about it because at the end of the day, this is mock draft season, right? We have a lot of different opinions out there. We got a lot of different, simulators out there, so everybody can, potentially be a general manager. So, but this one kind of really specifically is not really going away. Now, this is one of those mock drafts that is coming from a former general manager in the NFL, so I think it has a lot of weight to it, or at least it's got some sort of conversational piece to talk about, right? Because as of right now, the Arizona Cardinals are sitting at the 4th overall spot here in the NFL draft, and although we have been rumored to potentially trade back with a team like the Minnesota Vikings and dropping out of the top 10, now we have a mock draft coming out here saying that the Arizona Cardinals, instead of dropping back to 11 to trade with the Vikings, we are still going to make a deal with the Vikings, but we're actually trading away our franchise quarterback in Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings. Now let's go and break down this mock draft to see exactly what the Arizona Cardinals got back and what exactly Mike Tannenbaum has said that the Arizona Cardinals should do, or at least per this mock draft, right? So essentially what happens is that the Arizona Cardinals are trading away Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings for their 11th overall pick, but the Cardinals are still also giving them one of our third round picks, because right now we got 3 third round picks in the 2024 NFL draft. So essentially, Kyler Murray is going to them as a franchise quarterback, and then the Arizona Cardinals are pretty much starting over, right? So they have us picking with the 4th overall pick, JJ McCarthy, quarterback out of Michigan. They also have us getting with the 11th overall pick, Quinion Mitchell. And then with the 27th overall pick, they ended up having us pick up Ladd McConkey, wide receiver from Georgia. So there's just a lot of qualms, right? There's a lot of disagreements I see on this mock draft here in general. Now, when I listened into the thought process of what Mike Tannenbaum has said out there, now he is kind of saying out here that I get it does make sense, right? In terms of the Arizona Cardinals can start off with a quarterback that is younger, right? That is proven to stay healthy. And then he also said that we can kind of start over with the whole quarterback contract deal, right? And we can kind of give away Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings, would actually be paying Kyler Murray a cheaper deal than Kirk Cousins ended up, taking with the Atlanta Falcons. Essentially, is kind of how it all boils down to. Now, I still think this is an absolutely crazy thought that the Arizona Cardinals would do something like this, because the Arizona Cardinals, I truly do feel like we need to leave this draft with one of the top 3 wide receivers, whether that's Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, or Rome Odunze. Most people that I talk to truly feel like if the Arizona Cardinals make a deal with the Minnesota Vikings and go back to 11, they need to trade back up, exactly like we did in the 2023 NFL draft, where we traded out to trade back up. That is what you need to do if the Arizona Cardinals want to get one of these top 3 wide receivers out there, right? Now, like I said, it's Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, or Marvin Harrison Jr. I get everybody in this fan base, or at least most people in the fan base, truly want Marvin Harrison Jr. But you need to stay at that 4th overall pick if you want the Cardinals to go after him, right? Because the consensus right now is quarterback, and then with that 4th overall pick, the Cardinals will be getting Marvin Harrison Jr. if there's not a deal out there for them to potentially go after, right? Continue to talk about the mock drafts. I don't feel like they really put us in a position to be successful. Now, I'm not really bagging on any of these picks, right? Like Quinion Mitchell, I know he's probably seen to be one of the top cornerbacks in this draft. But the 27th overall pick with Ladd McConkey, I get it. It fills a need for the Arizona Cardinals, but right now the Cardinals have, I don't want to say the worst wide receiving core, but most people can say out there that the wide receiving core that we have right now isn't the best, right? Now, right now, I think we believe we have Zach Pascal, Michael Wilson, which is going to go into his second year, and then we have a 5'7" wide receiver in Greg Dortch, which we really like here in the Bird Gang. Like, we really, truly like, and we love the way that he plays, but that's not a wide receiving core that's going to be putting Kyler Murray in the best position to succeed, right? Now, regardless if it's Kyler Murray or JJ McCarthy, that wide receiving core, even if you add a McConkey to this wide receiver, that's not a team to succeed at all. I truly feel like the Cardinals need to go one of the top 3 wide receivers, right? Neighbors, Odunze, or Harrison Jr. It's just the way that it is. That's the way that I look at this, right? This roster is shaking out to, in free agency, we addressed a lot of defensive pieces out there, right? And honestly, I get there's some people out there that still don't like our free agency. Okay, that's fine, right? I truly do like what Monty Austin-Fort did. He took a contract that maybe was used on one player in terms of the amount of money, and we spread it out through multiple different positions and got a lot of solid pieces back to the Cardinals. Now, are they going to shake out? We'll have to wait into the 2024 season to really figure that out, to see exactly how it all works out. But this mock draft just doesn't favor the Cardinals at all. Literally, this mock draft says that the Cardinals are starting brand new over. We're going to forget last year, and we're just going to start over, right? There's nothing to me that says that this team is going to compete unless we have Kyler Murray in the helm. Now, to me, I'm not one of those guys that is Kyler Murray, end all be all, you're going to succeed any which way. No, I understand that Kyler Murray has a lot to prove this year. Absolutely has a lot to prove this year. He needs to stay healthy. He needs to play like a franchise quarterback. But honestly, I think the Cardinals will be in a much better position if we rolled with Kyler Murray this year compared to starting brand new over with a young rookie quarterback in JJ McCarthy, which, like I said before, this is no knock on him, and I really do hope nothing but the success for him in terms of what he can potentially be in the NFL. But I'm just not trying to get back into the level of, oh, here we go again, right? Another rebuild year. No. Have Kyler Murray as your franchise quarterback. You are paying him to be that franchise quarterback to see if what we can do is make some noise in the NFC West. That's exactly what we're all looking out for here at the end of the day. Now, here's another thing that they're not really kind of talking about here, right? Now, I get it. It sounds like an easy proposal for the Arizona Cardinals to trade away Kyler Murray, right? Now, it's not that easy. If the Cardinals did decide to do that in a pre-June 1st trade to the Minnesota Vikings, which obviously that is going to be before before the draft or during the draft, which is still before June 1st, to have an absolute huge dead money hit for the Cardinals. It's going to be close to $40 million. I actually believe it's actually $39.3 million in dead money. Now, yes, we will have a cap savings of 9.7. It just doesn't make sense for the Arizona Cardinals to do something like that, right? If you're looking at the contract, if you're looking at this year coming up here, right? Because there's Cardinal fans that truly believe that this team can be competitive, right? We've seen a lot of flashes from Kyler Murray at the end of the year. Now, did it take a little long for him, right, to get that connection with Michael Wilson? Yes, right. Did it take a little long for him to get his footwork done? Yes. Honestly, with what we've seen from this team, we've seen a team that really truly believes in the Jonathan Gannon way, the Monty Austin-Fort way, and it does feel like the culture has absolutely shifted. One thing you do not want to do is have your head coach and your general manager talk so highly and say things like Kyler Murray's, best football is yet to come, right? You don't want to see the leaders of this locker room say that and also make this complete change and do a trade like this, right? You don't want to see that because that kind of brings us back into the old regime of you're not really keeping your word, right? We've heard Kyler Murray say that he truly feels like when he's talking to Monty Austin-Fort and head coach Jonathan Gannon, that he truly feels like he's talking to some real people. And at the end of the day here, everybody, your word is as good as it gets. I truly feel like the Arizona Cardinals absolutely need to give Kyler Murray another opportunity with a healthy year from the start, right, of the year. Now, is he going to be able to stay healthy for the 17 games? We'll have to kind of wait and see. But I truly do feel like Kyler Murray deserves another opportunity to make things right right here. Jonathan Gannon believes in him. We've heard nothing but high glowing remarks from Jonathan Gannon about Kyler Murray. So at the end of the day, this is exactly what the Cardinals need to do. Get a big body wide receiver, or get one of the top 3 wide receivers in this draft. If you do decide to trade to 11, please decide to trade back up somewhere where we can get in front of one of these teams to get one of those top wide receivers, and then this offense can look a little bit better here. So ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts here on this whole mock draft? Now, like I said earlier, I wasn't going to make a video about this, but I actually been seeing this making multiple rounds on multiple big media outlets out there, because this is a former general manager, Mike Tannenbaum, making this mock draft with this proposal of trading Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I've heard some Vikings fans saying, no, we don't want him. I've heard some Vikings fans saying, that's intriguing. But honestly, as a Cardinal fan, I want to roll with Kyler Murray this year and see what we can do. Because honestly, I think with the moves that we made, with the draft we're going to potentially have, it could potentially be a competitive team this year. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a brand new rookie coming in here and starting fresh and starting off with the excuses again. No, I'm tired of it. I want to start competing. I think Kyler Murray can definitely do it if he can stay healthy throughout a 17-game stretch. So let's see exactly what happens here. Let me know here in the chat below, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts here on this latest mock draft with former general manager Mike Tannenbaum having Kyler Murray get traded to the Minnesota Vikings? Let me know here in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cards.